Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the Ray Bradbury Miniature Showcase Series. My name is Gabriel. I'm a reference librarian here at the Waukegan Public Library, where we house the personal collection of the author Ray Bradbury, who was born and raised here in Waukegan, Illinois. Today I have two very cool items for you. This one over here is The Ghosts of Forever. You may remember from last week that I had the storyboard that Ray Bradbury had made for this book in order to try to make it into a movie. But this is the original book released in 1980. It is a very large format book, meant to be more like a coffee table book almost, because it does feature illustrations from artist Aldo Sessa, who was a very close friend of Ray Bradbury. He has a lot of his books in this collection that I might be able to show off in a future showcase series. And this one is signed here by Ray Bradbury. It was his personal copy in the year 1990, so 10 years after the book was originally released. But let's see some of the cool illustrations here. The book itself is broken up into several short stories. Here we go. This is a nice big illustration here, and you can see that it actually opens up into a kind of trifold thing here. I will have plenty of pictures along with this video so you can see better some of the details in these illustrations by Aldo Sessa, but the other piece that I have for you today, as it fell over a little bit, is actually a draft From the Dust Returned, which was a book that Ray Bradbury published later in his life in 2001. And this was part of the draft that he had made when he was preparing to publish this book. As you can see, this is signed in October of 2000 by Ray Bradbury, and this would be the cover page, and I have a few other pages here, including the dedication page, which I thought was interesting. It says, to the two midwives of this book, Don Cogden, who he had already dedicated a book to previously. He actually dedicated a lot of his books to Don Cogden. As you may remember, he was his writing agent. But it says Don Cogden, who was in the beginning in 1946, and Jennifer Braille, who helped bring it to completion in 2000 with gratitude and love. And as you see, this is the final product that came from this draft. If I can pull up the dedication page, it says the same thing. So it's pretty cool to see that this came from this draft that Ray Bradbury had written. And this is just a very small piece of the draft. The rest of it is actually contained in this big old box. There's multiple different drafts that I'm guessing he sent into the publisher or the editor, and they had sent back to him with some edits for him to make. But this one right here was the final draft that was later made into From the Dust Returned. Funny story about this book is that another edition of this book was the hardcover actually featured an illustration from Charles Addams on the cover. And if you don't know, Charles Addams is a cartoonist who is actually the creator of the Addams Family, and obviously all the movies and stuff that came from those illustrations that he made. But Ray Bradbury had planned on collaborating with Addams in a future work to incorporate the Elliot family, which is what a lot of these stories focus on, which was a family of supernatural beings and ghouls and ghosts, whatever, very similar to the Addams family. So if he would have lived longer, or maybe if he would have gotten around to it, we could have seen some cool collaboration between Ray Bradbury and Charles Addams, but unfortunately it never came to fruition. Those are the items that I have for you this week. I hope that you enjoyed them. This one keeps falling over. Just a reminder that the Waukegan Public Library is open now for partial services, 10 to 7 Monday through Friday. We only ask that you wear your masks when you come into the library and take social distancing precautions. So be sure to wear your mask over both of your ears, and that it covers your nose and your mouth as well. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you next week.